My name is AC Ransom. I am a newly made Master Mason in Harmony Lodge number 21 in the Grand Jurisdiction of Utah. And I am a co-host of the podcast entitled From the North, a Masonic podcast. And usually it is me and two other Master Masons getting together as friends and brothers to discuss all sorts of things. We also have this as a platform for our own individual Masonic content. What I wanted to share today is an introduction in the most recent issue of the Rocky Mountain Mason magazine. If you go to RockyMountainMason.com, you can find out more about the magazine there and subscribe to it. For $33 a year, you get a magazine quarterly, and I am not filming this, so I can't show you it, but it is a high-quality made magazine. When I subscribed to it, I expected to get something made out of newspaper paper, to something made to be affordable, and I was pleasantly surprised to receive an actual magazine made from high-quality paper, from the actual plastic-feeling stuff. And the content of the magazine is everything from history to just the craft to even the esoteric. So there's something for all brethren there, and I encourage you to go and subscribe to it. It's fun to get something in the mail, and I know how much time and effort goes into making this magazine. It's well worth your time, and it's well worth your time and money to go and subscribe to it. And in the intro, the publisher Ben Williams always has a bit entitled "From the Publisher." And that's what I wanted to read to you today. And actually, I should insert here first that he was very kind so as to get back to me very quickly and give his approval for me to read and record this. So I wanted to thank him for that, should he listen. What he wrote in here is something that is very important for our times, and when I read it, it connected with me, and it's something that I wish I had written myself. So without further ado, I will get into it. Slowly, Masonry is emerging from the ashes. The crucible has been well applied. The metal of our institution is being tested. All around there is reduction and division, not just societally, but Masonically. The time is polar. Contrary opinions cement in disparate echo chambers. The social media bubble, pressed in the face of the world, is yet a chamber of isolation. Everywhere people reinforce that which they already know. Everywhere people stare at themselves and love with their own image. What they focus on, microscope-like, just gets bigger. Discourse becomes impossible. All arguments morph into straw men, automatons ready to swing the axe ad hominem. And everyone is an overnight expert. In times like these, we must hold fast to our working tools, the square, the compasses, brethren, more especially, the trowel. We must remember our ritual and recall those gentle lines eliciting our sacred band, our society of friends and brothers, among whom no contention should ever exist, but that noble contention, or rather emulation, of who best can work and best agree. Let us vacate the false dichotomy, step aside the dialectic that swings the masses between facile opinions already prepared for them in blunt, clumsy force. Examine the phraseology, the programming. See the words for the vessels they've become, charged with emotionality and sharpened to a razor's edge. Daily we must defeat, not each other, brethren, but our passions. As Masons, we should be able to discuss difficult emotional issues and remain detached for objectivity's sake. We should be able to entertain opinions without accepting them. We should be able to understand the argument even if we don't agree with it, and we should never allow disagreement to sour friendship, more especially this of ours. The war is not on the street. The war is not out there. The war is here, for your mind. Brethren, we must employ that essential liberal art and science, rhetoric, remembering that the interchange of ideas is necessary for growth, personal discovery, but also comprehension of opposites and the defense of free thinking. Discovery only happens when we arrive somewhere we haven't been before. And yet there is no rhetoric, no persuasion, only venom. More often than not, arguments on Facebook seem to hinge on dissonant premises, or rather, two arguments exist side by side without interlocution, only self-reinforcement. They're two arguments that don't intersect at all. The interlocutors aren't even listening to each other, they're just shouting out by themselves. It's just anger. It's all about anger. If you can't see that, you are a prisoner of words. You must reach out intelligently. You can't attain the archetype as victim to the stereotype. Rhetoric. Plato defined rhetoric as the art of enchanting the soul. Cicero said, rhetoric is comprised of 5 lesser arts: invention, disposition, elocution, memory, and pronunciation. Francis Bacon wrote that the duty and office of rhetoric is to apply reason to imagination for the better moving of the will. Rhetoric is not, in any case, invidious invective, ipse dixit. We're Masons. Brethren, that means something. It means we hold ourselves to a higher standard. We can fix it. We seek self-improvement daily. At night, before sleeping, we cast back our mind to what we have done that day and what we could do better. We apply the compasses and we reflect upon the square. Well-polished tools, iridescent with frequent use, readily capture such images. And we envision the coming day to put purpose to the tasks we will shortly undertake. We project into the future the images of tomorrow and the becoming of today. We see the edifice even before building is begun. Before it is drawn, it must first be imagined. Let us reflect these images to right purpose, for unity and peace and harmony into ourselves, and thus into the world. As a final thought, no matter what, it is never too late. Words are a type of magic. Think, words can make any man an enemy, but they can also turn an enemy a friend. Like I said, that is something that I wish I'd written myself. I think it is something that all people, even non-Masons, should hear. And I would like to again thank Ben from the Rocky Mountain Mason for allowing me to read and record this. I'd like to again encourage all people to go to the website, that's rockymountainmason.com, to give it a look and consider subscribing. You can also find all of the other podcasts we have released on YouTube and all other podcast platforms and at the website fromthenorthpodcast.com. Thank you.